You're listening to the Every Woman series on Go Say Hello podcasts, connecting the right people and businesses in the same place at the same time. Let's start the show.
Yo, hey, go say hello. Go say hello. Go say hello. Go say hello. It goes hey, hey, hi, yo, yo. Go say hello. Go say hello. Go say hello. Go say hello. Go say hello.
Yo, 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 welcome. This is Every Woman, episode 8 of Go Say Hello podcast. Oh my goodness, I have a couple special guests here with me, and her name is Kelly, and we got another guest named Tiffany, and we are just so excited to be here. We're grateful that y'all came to join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And just people that, for the people that are tuning in for the very first time, we are Every Woman. We are a podcast for every single woman out there that comes with different experiences, perspectives, everything in between. And we just come together and sit and talk and chat about life. So, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm your co-host, Blu.
I'm Aaminah. Yeah.
We about to get this thing started. We are excited. Like, these two women on our right and on our left.
Come on.
It's even before, and we always deal with this before the podcast start because the conversation just be so natural. And talking with these women so far, I'm so excited to see what we gonna cover today and discover for sure.
So I'm gonna start over here with my girl Kelly.
Okay.
We met about a year ago,
Yes.
but tell the people who you are and where you from, all that good stuff.
Okay, so I'm Kelly, and I go by Kels.
Hey,
I'm
Kels.
originally from Ohio, and I am currently a master barber and owner of K. Smith Cuts Up.
Did y'all hear that?
Barbershop.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, rewind.
Run it back, because I think you said barber, and I don't think people understood.
Master barber.
I don't think they really knew what that meant.
Yes, master barber and owner of K. Smith Cuts Up Barbershop.
Come on.
K. Smith Cuts Up.
Yes.
We gotta get up then.
We're going to get into it because I have a ton of questions for you and like your profession and things like that. So, but what about you, Miss Tiffany? Who are you? Where you from? What you do? Talk to us.
Well, my name is Tiffany Lewis. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been here since I was
ATL.
Come on, ATL.
I'm the CEO and founder of a digital marketing agency out here in Buckhead called True Brand Media. So we specialize in brand development, technology, web application, mobile application, digital marketing, big data company. So 360 digital marketing, just, our job is to make other businesses grow. That's what we do.
Yeah, I love that.
I just got caught up at the CEO.
Come on.
I'm just here for it. Like we had one podcast where we talked about women just like thriving in Atlanta and just really
Like Hollywood.
Come on.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so
it
when I'm
is.
sitting in the midst of women that are, CEOs, founders, and doing so great inside their fields and have y'all just booked up.
Booked and busy.
And so I'm here for it. So I just applaud y'all and everything that y'all are doing, everything that y'all have in store. I'm sure y'all just getting started.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And the fact that you guys are, if you heard, both in male-dominated type of careers, barbering and then tech. Like, you said something earlier about tech infrastructure. I was like, what is that? But just to see that, it's alcohol. But just to see that there's women that are in these pockets that we need, just in development mode, in how we look when it comes to barbering and how we move when it comes to branding, and then we're on top of it. So it's good. I love to see that. Come on, coming on top.
Let's talk about it though, like barbering. Is it barbering or
Yeah, what do you call it?
Barbering?
Barbering.
Barbering.
I guess that's the verb.
Barbering.
Barbering. I'm a barber.
How did you get into it?
It actually was by accident. When I moved here from DC, I was actually a licensed cosmetologist.
Right, DC.
And so, but moving down here, so I had a whole gig lined up. And long story short, I wasn't even pulling in like $300 every 2 weeks. Like, it was a struggle.
Yeah.
As a cosmetologist?
As a cosmetologist, because I didn't have a clientele base. And like, I was just relying solely on walk-ins.
Were you full-time?
I was full-time.
Okay.
I was full-time. Like, the manager, she told me I would be making a certain dollar amount, say weekly. And so I had made sure, like, I allotted, like in my savings account, like, okay, this can cover these expenses, but it wasn't coming through. So pretty much I went on Indeed. Fortunately, I had experience with men, and I just came across a sports clip
Okay.
Yeah, Sports Clips.
Franchise.
And so I worked there for about a year, and I was like, you know what? I actually like barbering. I like cutting men's hair. So from that point, I decided to enroll myself into barbering school, and from there got my license, and then just hopped around a few shops, and then I found one that I felt comfortable in. They helped molded me into like where I am today, and then I just got the confidence to venture out on my own.
I'm here for
Yeah.
it. So you have your own suite. You
Yes, I
have your
my
own
business, LLC. It's all me.
How long has it been?
It'll be 3 years in
Okay.
October
Congratulations.
16th.
Come on, we coming up on it. Okay, coming up on 3 years. Yes.
And during the pandemic, so I'm just so fortunate. God had me covered.
Yeah.
Yes, because the pandemic, nobody was getting.
No one was
booked for
working.
real.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
that's what's up. So do you do other hairstyles other than barbering? Do you?
So I do tap in from time to time. Like I
know you
have
do
some
twist now.
girls. I just actually started getting into twisting. But I have like some friends. I may do a sew in here and there. But honestly, my main focus have been
barbering.
catering to men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's recession proof.
Yes.
Come on now. Come on now.
Because their hair gonna grow and they're
Their
gonna be
hair
looking
gonna
real rough. Need you a haircut.
Yes. So that's it.
Okay.
Talk about like a day in the life when you come into work and like, you know, you have all these men lined up. Like, how's the interactions? Like, are they like, hey, shawty, what's good? Like, is it more like, man? Like, what is it unprofessional? Is it like, why you
want a
keep
story.
trying
I just
me?
want a
Like,
story.
I
Give us
need
a
some more
story.
intel because I'm here for it.
I have to say I'm truly blessed. I have been tried maybe like once or twice.
That's it.
Or,
But you're fine though. What's
That's a good
up?
track record. That's a really good track record.
no, but
okay?
what it is I think like granted they gonna try to shoot their shot, but it's a matter of me biting the bait. And because I don't bite it, they stay in their lane and they respect the boundaries. Like I said, I have had some that have been very forward. But I'd rather speak on the men who, I guess because I'm a female, they feel like they can kind of take advantage in terms of like how we conduct business. So it's almost as if they think they can walk into the scenario on their own time, you know, and invite random people like people.
Why your kids here? Is that?
No, honey, we talking about like a drug like type. Like
Talk
come and
about
pick
it.
up,
You don't keep that over there.
Bruh, this is my place of business.
Right. We're not doing that.
We're not
doing drops
that.
in here?
Yeah, but I can honestly say my male clients, like, they truly respect me, and our relationships have, I guess it's formed into more like a brother sister
I respect
type vibe. Like they look out for me if I have issues with my car. Like for real, they're calling, trying to help find ways to like get a tire replacement
Well, that's
in the
good.
chair. Like so, it's actually turned into something positive. I don't really have that many like horror stories in terms of like harassment.
Okay.
That's good.
Good, good. Because I would have thought the exact opposite. Like,
No, I've been
it'd just
doing
be all
good.
bad.
It's about how you carry yourself. For
Because they respect that.
Yeah. So it really starts with you.
Ooh, girl.
Yeah, come on. Starts from within. Starts from within.
Right.
We're going to go to our left, Miss Tiffany. So you talked a little bit about, if you can kind of, just express a little bit what you do. And because you are in a male-dominated industry as well. So
I've been in the male-dominated industry since school. Like I was telling you guys, I actually started engineering, construction, business. My mom owned a mortgage company. My dad was in construction. So I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to join a family business, but I didn't like it. But I was already 3 years in, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and graduate. You know what I'm saying?
got to see it through.
I graduated from A&T, North Carolina A&T.
Come on, HBCU.
Yes.
Shout out to all these HBCUs out here. And
But if y'all didn't know, I always feel like A&T is like one of the best HBCUs. Of course, I'm gonna say that, but I really feel that way because they provide a lot of opportunities. Like a lot of people don't intern before they graduate and things like that, but I did. So like my entire graduating class, like in my major, we all had full-time jobs prior to graduation.
Nice.
So I moved to DC. I was the only I think I was only 2 females in the department, but I was only female on site. And I was the only black person. So I didn't like that at all. And I was very, very pro-black at the time. This was when Obama was in, Come on. And for black engineers around the country, it's like they know you coming out of school and they just adapt to you. Like people were flying me out just to talk to me, and people was reading me the Declaration of Independence and this is what you're gonna go through. Like I had all those type of great mentors coming out of A&T, and I just did not like I hated construction. Like, my mother is actually a developer also. She developed the Career Builders resume platform. So she used to work at CNN. She got all,
Shout out to mom.
all the homies from the West Side. My mom got everybody a job at CNN.
Hey, mama,
Right.
Yeah, so I've been coding actually since I was like 14.
Really?
My mom, she was working at CNN first. She was already in tech, and when she started her mortgage company, so she actually ran her business through a back-end site, back-end like platform that she developed herself, and I was working it. Like, I was her free assistant, right? So I started learning how to code and update platforms and things like that back then. So when I, 2012, I'm just like, I'm homesick. I want to come back home. She was like, well, come on in. And so it took me probably 2 months, and I got my first IT job. I was an analyst at a company called Assurant. And
insurance, right? Is that
insurance? Yeah, it is insurance. Okay. They force place insurance on you if y'all don't pay y'all homeowners insurance. But they had got sued. It was a lot. Anyway, I don't know if it was my attention to detail from engineering or what, but I caught on really, really quick. Moved up. I was blessed to land positions that gave me on-site training. So I was trained by Alteryx and Microsoft and all these different companies. So I was able to do with the new tech. This is before artificial intelligence was a big thing. So I was coming up on that cusp of automating data retrieval processes and building infrastructure, utilizing cloud data, big data, all these different things to pretty much spy on y'all, create consumer buckets and take data from all these different places. And basically what we did was we gave it to these companies like AT&T, and they would utilize this data to create their campaigns. And operate their business essentially. And so I came up developing strategic data solutions for corporations. And then around 2016, a friend of the family invited me on the 2 Chainz project for the Pretty Girls Like Trap Music. He was actually my cousin's manager. And so I got on that project not understanding how record labels build brands for artists. They use data too, and I didn't know that. Because I was always around the music industry, but I was never in it. So I didn't know how they did what they did. I just partied, right? So seeing how they created this whole brand, how they thought of the cover art, how they did the whole entire rollout, they were playing Pretty Girls Like Trap Music a year or two before it even dropped. Before they even
crazy.
Yeah, people don't understand how much work actually goes into a release, and just seeing that, I was just this is what I want to do. This is fun. And you could, I knew what they were using my data for, but I never experienced it on the front end. I was always on the back end of marketing and brand design and things like that because I was on the tech team. So it took me about 3 years to build up that confidence to quit corporate, but I've gained up such a reputation in the corporate field for, my integration and infrastructure development processes that when I actually quit, it was very easy, not easy, but a lot of clients were actually coming to me off the jump. And our very first client was actually Delta, but not because of True Brand Media wasn't nothing. I just made my LLC, but it was because of the work that I did prior to me quitting that they were just yeah, can you come and build this app for us based on da-da-da-da? And I did it, and it just kept going and going and going, and now we're 3 years in. And it seems every time you hit a tier, it's more work, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Especially me being a mother of twins and all that other stuff, run this business, overhead expenses, because when you're doing development, you're not running a business. Nobody tells you how hard running a whole business is. Especially in college, they teach you to be an employee, not a CEO.
Right.
So that was a learning curve in itself. I talk a lot. So
no, it's not. I was gonna mention because it's crazy that you were on the project for 2 Chainz, Pretty Girls Like Trap Music, because I was in college at the time, and they had a tour, and they were going around to universities and they were on all this kind of stuff, and they had this big old nice bus, and I was this is a really dope marketing
You wanna know why
scheme.
they did that?
Why?
Because young kids are actually the highest engaging market group out there. They drive.
What's the age?
like around really 16 is what pumps it up, but like that 16 to 24 range, like that's everybody's like go-to because
they're gonna drive everything else.
They make you go
They
viral.
set the trends.
They really do. The young generation really set the trends for everything. So if you want to be a successful anything in entertainment and music specifically, the task really is to engage with the younger generation. If they don't like you, it's gonna be very, very hard. Very hard for you to succeed. So
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking about like, because I got like pictures from that that tour when they was around with the buses, and everybody remembers that time. So it's crazy being on the receiving end of the marketing, and you were on the planning, and we not even knowing each other. But I was there, and you was in the background.
Well, I came in on the website, so like they wanted me to do the website, but I was like, I'm friends, I've known them since the beginning because they picked up, my little cousins or whatever. And so I was just able to see and understand. And he brought me on that project because he understood what I did on the corporate side. I didn't know why he wanted me to be on that project, but he wanted me to see how what I did actually is what they were doing. He wanted me to explain this process because like with these big labels, they have their own business intelligence department. They don't tell the artists that, but that's how they're making stuff move on their back end. But the artists and the managers, they don't really know what's going on. They just know it's working, but they don't know how, And so like a lot of the independent artists, they're just like, the labels, you know what I'm saying? Like I could do it on my own, but they don't understand the machine that these labels have. You see what I'm saying? Because like the average independent artist, they're not about to go hire a BI team. They don't know, like, what is that? They're looking at
even me.
Business intelligence.
Oh, snap. Okay, I'm sorry. Ooh.
So they just looking at Instagram. Like Instagram said, I got this many new followers and they this age and da-da-da. But it's way more than that. Like
It's more extensive than just that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's tech everywhere. It's tech in everything. Let me ask, even with that, so is there, for even like barbering or even with, makeup and different things, you can apply what you do to any
business. Any business requires data, and y'all might not even know that you guys are even using it. So any app that y'all get on that's free, trust and believe they're using y'all. Like you are a product to them, right? Facebook, Amazon, Google are like the 3 largest data selling platforms ever, and they pretty much own everything, even TikTok. That's why Trump was so mad at TikTok. Like, they're stealing our data. Like, he knew what he was talking about because China swavy, to even
China started TikTok, right?
Yeah. And so they taking it, and to even for, so if y'all build an app, like y'all have an app, Go Say Hello, for your app to be used in China, you have to give them permission to take your intellectual property.
Wow.
And all they're gonna do is remake it over there. Like they have their own Facebook in China. They have every app that's out right now, China has their own replica of it
version.
because they know exactly how it's built. You see what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And that's why China's a really, I don't even know how I just switched
It's a monopoly.
politics like that.
Hey, switch up.
But China's a really big deal with that. But all these platforms, they don't need to charge y'all for their app because they selling y'all data. Anyway, you see what I'm saying?
I need recompense. I need some money for my stuff. And I be wondering, because sometimes I even say it out loud. So for instance, I was looking for this little fan for a little tent. I was, we going to the beach. I had a little fan. And I spoke about it out loud. And all of a sudden,
Girl,
I started singing
ads on your phone.
Scary.
Siri she be listening. I just need my money. If you gonna do that, just pay me a little bit. It's all good.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
I ain't gonna say nothing. Just pay me. But that's crazy. I never thought about it in that way. Yeah, it is actually creepy. But you get results out of that.
But is it? So I have a question for y'all.
What's up?
So, because this is a topic that me and my friends often debate about. Is it? Because I'm a data person, so I'm like, we need the data, right? But like a lot of people just like, that's like, you're invading my privacy. So if they took it away, which they would never do that, by the way, just throwing that out there. But if they say they took it away, what if they really did? How would your business grow? How would you make money if you didn't know who to target?
Jesus.
Let's start with the blood.
Y'all gonna be back outside hanging up flyers like in the good old days.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be real old school. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
And it's crazy because I appreciate the old school thing, but it is easier now.
Everything
Way
is more.
easier.
Everything is easier, but everything comes at a price.
It does come out like information. Yeah.
But what would you give like everybody that's listening like advice on how to protect yourself from
Do you want
AI?
You want the truth?
I think I do. I don't know. Do I?
They ain't no way to protect yourself.
So the only thing they can tell you whatever you want to hear. You know, because Americans, like, you just got to tell them something. But in real life, it's too late. The internet, like, it's centralized. It's centralized network. You cannot, anything that you do on the internet, what they did is mind control. It's psychology. They made you dependent. Most world powers made you dependent. And what are we dependent on now is social media. We got to talk to somebody, that interaction. Yeah. So because you guys are so dependent on technology, there is no need for a chip in your arm when you're gonna go on this platform anyway.
And they know exactly where you are.
As soon as you touch it, it's OV for you, because the internet was built that way. Like, that's how it's built. So artificial intelligence, all that's doing is really making it easier to give you guys information. It's based off historical reference. Wow. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. Historical is like, if you go type in this Google search, like, you put in a piece of a song lyric, if nobody's ever did that before, it's not going to give you any results. But every single time that you do it, so
it pops up.
Exactly, because it's based off historical reference and repetition. They just studying y'all. They just created a machine to give you guys what you already are looking for.
So is there any way, we can finesse
and stay off the grid?
Right, I'm trying to go off the grid. I don't want
to track phone.
You protect yourself, meaning that you're in the
I just don't feel like you can. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, people go to the dark web. The government own that too. People go to blockchain. Blockchain right now. Blockchain is still good, but then you have companies like Chainlink that's coming around the door that's about to centralize that too. Then what? Okay. You know, the government is not gonna just let y'all off. Like, y'all got money, they're gonna collect it. They're gonna want to know. Like, the only way that you can really stay off the grid is to stay off the internet, period. Yeah. But there's really nothing that you can, because you have to get on the internet to even get to blockchain.
Right. And even to send an iMessage, you still got to be connected to data.
Wi-Fi.
Your Wi-Fi, something.
We got to bring typewriters back. And what you call them things?
Out of here.
Letters and pigeons. We got to get some pigeons.
We got to get you a pigeon.
Got to get you a pigeon. So let me ask you. So with you being in the barbering world, when you were going to school for it, were you with a lot of women? Was it mainly men that you were?
Oh, yeah, it was for sure primarily men. Okay. Mm-hmm. But it was, a dab of us here and there. But for sure men.
Now, is there, because I know with every kind of craft, there's usually like a signature, right? Have you kind of got a signature?
You be doing your little zigzag, or you do like a little K for cuts? Like, how you do it?
Girl, right now, I'm just over here mastering the bald fade. Like, it's just some clean, simple, like, fades for me that is my key. Like, that's why
everybody needs a good fade. That's all my kids get.
Yeah,
they get fade.
I love a good fade. Yeah,
like,
with the perfect lineup
type vibe. Like, that's my thing. Because being that I have experience with women, I also know how to use my shears. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's like I've been enjoying, like I said, doing the faux hawk type looks, because it requires more shaping than just like using clippers.
Look at the wrist though. Look at her technique. You see how she flipped that wrist?
Yeah, but I will admit too, I love beards.
Okay.
Me too.
It's something about just nurturing it, the cleansing process.
So you do like shampoo, conditioner, all that stuff?
Yeah, do a nice little
Do men really get the wigs?
The hair.
Girl, I got a question.
I got a question about the toupee.
I don't do that.
Do they do the machine a lot?
My clients don't.
Oh.
If you look on my page, all my cuts are natural. Like, there's no,
they actually got
no
hair.
fillers.
I was
no
gonna ask, what's that white
fibers.
thing?
Oh, that's the chalk. Like, when you're lining
To get your lines
to
right.
make it, and to also make it like a 3D effect. It's
I be like, bro, you got a little white
stuff.
thing on the top of your head.
Yeah, my clients are real simple. They like, even when I try, they be like, "No, don't do that."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
because you're supposed to wipe the chalk off after.
you are supposed to wipe it, but like I said, a lot of barbers will leave that so it can pronounce the cut, like, so it can make it more effective. Like,
It's a chalk line.
It's a chalk line.
It's a chalk line.
By the end of the night,
We can tell. Chalk line.
It's pointless, honestly.
And you say you wanted to be a barber in your past life.
Yeah, I always. So my cousin, she had a shortcut, and she would have me do her little lineup. You know what I'm saying? And I learned the little flick of the wrist back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It's a little rusty right now, but I always want to do it because I feel like, it's just like with women here. There's men in that field that are doing sew-ins and doing retwists and stuff like that. I always thought it would be a cool thing to do because I get along with a lot of men. I love to have my brothers around and have that kind of connection. So I always thought it'd be cool to do that. And I love a crispy fade.
A crispy fade, but it's also therapeutic for me because. Okay, not trying to get deep, but like, I didn't grow up with a father.
Okay.
And so I have found that my clients kind of like filled in that gap
Okay.
for me, like in terms of just
Like
advice
learning
they
from them?
share.
Okay.
Yeah, and them being transparent about like who they are as men. And like what they seek, what they want, what their concerns are, and like just helping me understand them, so then I can
Okay.
navigate.
So what's some of the best advice you've heard from one of your clients?
Oh my gosh!
Out your nose,
this is-
okay?
Whether it's about dating, whether it's about how men act or operate, like
Yeah, give us the
whatever.
secret.
I don't know. 'Cause ain't no way. Ain't no
Barbershop
way.
talk, barbershop
Right.
talk.
There's no way you about to be spending all this time with the men, and we not about to have some intel.
Right.
So what's going on?
Tell
that we
every
need to
woman
know?
what it is. Tell every woman, every man.
Forgive me. Oh Lord. Okay. So in regards of, I guess, relationships,
Let's talk about it.
the thing is like men for the most part are, according to them, are
They're
fairly
simple.
Simple.
I knew you was going to say that. Cause y'all ain't simple.
But they not. They just
Yeah, I really got it.
I'm like, it ain't simple.
They're not simple at all. But I think it's a matter of them being heard.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
and I think a lot of times as women, like we are emotionally driven, versus with them, they're more rational. And basically, it's just a matter of just hearing them out, or like just being able to not jump on like off a cliff and like
With our emotions.
because they're willing to work with us, but sometimes I think we are not as flexible.
So you
Don't
think
tell me
we
to calm
block
down.
we
sometimes
block
block
all
our-
the understanding because of our emotions?
Our emotions.
Okay.
Yes.
I can respect that.
Yes,
I
and
agree.
so for me, that I try to operate from a rational perspective. Now, that's not to say that I don't have. She don't like it. I'm not saying
Who you
that.
texting in your phone?
I'm not saying that like I don't have feelings or I don't like wild out, but I really do try to overall like think out
rationally.
and rationally before.
I think the only thing that I was gonna say was with like the whole like they're more forgiving piece. So
No, I ain't say they were forgiving.
Oh.
No, I never said
Correction.
that. No, let's be clear. No, it's definitely double standards, very hypocritical. Okay, like I'm gonna keep it real. Like y'all definitely think y'all can do what y'all want to do, and then the moment we do something or do the same thing,
over.
it's a problem. No. So I definitely call them out on that. I'm just saying they're more likely to be receptive to us if we allow ourselves to like just calm down, chill, like you know what I'm saying, and try to understand
Their language and how they speak.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
That's imperative,
Yeah.
not just in relationships, friendships between men and women,
Business,
women and
everything,
women.
yeah.
You gotta know how to speak to people and how to
their number one thing is I want peace. Like
Yes.
I don't want no beef.
come
with
in here
you.
nagging.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
but the moment we start nagging, that's when they start going off and doing their thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's real. That's where you start getting them up on the dishes, and you don't say how
Yeah.
they been doing, baby.
Yeah.
At least ask about how his day was when
Yeah.
you asked him to do the dishes.
Yo, like I had a client. That's what I'm saying. I'm learning that they're low key as like sensitive as us. They're sensitive like us. I had one client. He's like, it pisses me off that my wife's mother would ask me how was my day and what I had going on before she would. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm walking around with a pissy attitude because I'm supposed to be getting that type of attention from my wife, and yet I'm getting it from her mother.
Yeah.
do you think it's like a comfort, like when they get comfortable and they just stop caring, or not caring, but just stop showing the same like affections as you did before? Does that make sense?
They are
both ways.
ends for sure.
I think people can definitely get in the habit of taking people for granted.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And when you take people for granted, you're not coming with the same energy that you did in month 1 through 6.
Right.
So you know you got to keep that
1
same
through 6
energy.
is like the honeymoon.
It is. It
and
is.
7 coming.
It is, but that's typically the person that other person falls in love with. So you have the obligation to maintain something. Like
have to.
it's unfair for you to completely switch up and not ask them how they doing like you used to do every other day.
That is
You know what
true.
I'm saying?
So you gotta stay consistent as well, ladies. Like we all gotta stay consistent
Yeah,
on that level.
for sure.
But
But okay, this would be the only little tea.
Alright.
If a dude got a home girl, just keep your eye on her. Okay.
the one he said not to worry about.
Yeah. I'll just
friend,
say that.
bestie.
That's as much as I'm gonna share on my guys.
Okay. Noted.
Be clear
Noted.
about girls.
There's actually been a I think around on social media where they take a video of a couple and they ask the guy or the girl, hey, hit up. So for instance, if it's a couple, they'll have the couple and then they have the female friend and they'll say, hey, call your friend and just talk to my.
I want to see how she answers on the phone.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I seen one where it was 2 girls. So the girl was like, call my boyfriend and just ask him to come over and see what he could say. So she did it and found out. And that could have been fake, because a lot of times they have a lot of the fake scenarios. Yeah. But she called and the boyfriend was like, yeah, I'm coming through. And that friend, they had something going on. So you're right. I've seen where you got to watch that friend.
But they were friends, though. The girls were friends.
The girls are friends.
That's a violation.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
Call the conduct. Flag on the play.
Yeah, that's weird.
Send her to the office. Yeah, that's definitely an issue with that one.
Yeah.
So, like, I know you also mentioned how you would have a client come in, they'll have a girl with them. How does that interaction work as far as, like, she looking at you sideways, you staring at her like my
She's sitting in the lobby or she's sitting next to you? Where's she sitting at?
So my suite is fairly small.
Okay.
So it's like she's usually sitting at the shampoo bowl, but we're literally like she's right there, I'm right here.
Okay.
Literally. So it's a bit tense. Not that I'm intimidated by her, but I can feel some sort of insecurity on her part.
Yeah.
And the way she shows it, like, she's too overly active, like too involved in the service in terms of, like, delegating how his cut needs to be, or like.
Does he not know what his client look like?
Exactly. And it
Girl,
turns
sit
into
your
like
behind
her
down.
speaking on his behalf. Like, if I'm asking him a question, then she interjects and answers for him. It's like stuff like that. And then it's like he becomes mute. Like, he don't know. He don't know how to speak for himself.
Because she
Any other
emasculates
time-
him.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
any other time you come in this chair, you cool, you vibing, we.
But as
cracking
soon as
jokes,
she stepped foot in the door, you.
and then it's tight lip. Now you don't know how you want your hair cut, what side you want the
Does she
line
got-
on.
You ain't got no opinion about
You don't have
nothing.
No opinion. Hey, babe,
What you think?
What you think? Like, you know,
Get the damn fake.
This is probably one time I wish a man was right here to say, why do y'all do that? Like, is it because you can't be friends with somebody else? Like, wouldn't that actually be better if y'all were all friends? Maybe that would. Why you look like that?
No. I'm feeling you. I'm with you on that.
Instead of making it a secret.
I only have one client that I actually like entertained and like went on a date with, but that was it. We just had one date and it just what it was. And without me even knowing, like, he pulled an okie doke on me and like he brought a chick, but based off of like the vibes, I could tell like, okay, they dating. So I'm all like, okay.
Oh, they trying to add you for a third.
What's up? You know, but I felt like, so fast forwarding to actually our recent, I guess, appointment or whatever together, he was like, yeah, you know, she asked me who cut my hair, and then she was like, let me see a pic, and then the first question she asked was, so did y'all like date? Did y'all go on a date? And he was like, yeah, we went on a date, but that was, I think her coming to the appointment, the time I met her, was kind of like her way to size up, to make sure like it wasn't anything, because it was very unannounced. Like, they didn't even share like, oh, we're together. I just had to put 2 and 2. But because I'm real cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm professional.
Yeah.
Too. But yeah, I think after a while she got a sense that it was nothing. Like, we didn't have nothing going on.
So let me ask this question for everybody. Do y'all believe that men and women can be strictly friends?
No.
From the beginning of them meeting to, the whole
that was
the
quick.
whole
You
relationship.
didn't even do 3, 2, 1. Okay.
If it's straight, like, I feel like business wise, yes, like, because it's not like y'all are friends, but y'all got business, so that's different. People not gonna mess up their money, but friends, like, no business, no money being made, y'all just hanging out all the time. I used to believe that, but now I am very confident that at some point
there was something.
he gonna rub your thigh. Like, it's just bound to happen. It may not happen this year, next year. It might be 5 years that you done friend zoned this person, and he's been looking at you the whole time. He probably by this time he in love, and you probably not even his physical type, but he in love because y'all, like, when you talk about, like, when you get friends, like, a lot of men open up, so now you know their deepest, darkest secrets. And when I'm talking about, like, dating men, really it's very hard to break a man's emotional barrier. Like, that's why they can date like that, and we can't, because we already open.
Right.
But to break a man's emotional barrier is hard, but they typically do that with their friends. And now she know what you thinking, now y'all got inside jokes and da-da-da-da. And then, like, eventually he's going to try you. Or she. Cause she probably in love too. It just,
Maybe gay out here.
Yeah, I can't trust these girls.
Well, then that's different. That's different. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
It's like I really want to push so hard and say like, yes,
I used to
men
think
and
that.
women can be friends, but the reality is, you're right. Like, if they had the opportunity, they gonna try it. They are gonna try it.
They're gonna try you.
As much as I want to say like yes, because I think about my relationships with my clients, and it's really like genuine love in terms of either like brother, sister, or like client, barber type of relationship. Like I don't really deal with being imposed in that way, you know. So, but I can't lie. You're right. You probably right, girl.
Hang on one second, y'all.
Oh.
Let's adjust. Yeah.
Okay.
I really used to think that though. Until my very best friend of like 25 years tried me, and I was just shocked. I'm like, not you, bro.
Oh, he tried you.
He really, really tried me, and I was just so confused because I'm like, this man know my whole life. He know every guy I've ever dated. He knows all my secrets, all of that. You know what I'm saying? You get really, like, as far as a female, you get extremely comfortable around those types. Like, it's hard to get to that type, but when you get there, they're either like, you're a gay homie, or like, for like a guy to be that close, like a straight guy to be that close to you, you know, you get extremely comfortable, and then when they try you, it's just like either y'all gonna be together forever,
Right.
or it's a violation.
Yeah.
And
So
then
it's
how do you come back from that?
Yeah.
But Blue, let me ask you, because you come from a different perspective, because you do date women. So what does that look like when it comes to like jealousy with your partner and like them having female friends and guy friends? Because it kind of could get real sticky.
raw. Yeah.
Because I feel like it makes it even more complicated. And you're dealing with a female, so that's already complicated enough. So
So yes, it is, because I mean, as a woman. So first things first. At the end of the day, I'm a woman. Before sexuality, I'm blue. I'm myself. So I don't think about, even when I meet another woman, it's not about. You know, it's not always about looks or trying to get with them. Like, I generally meet female friends. Most of my female friends are girly, they're straight, and there was never anything. Like, I've known Mina for what? Over 10 years? It's my little sister, never a thing like that. But I will say with my partners, it has been like, all right, so y'all ever did anything? And then with my male friends, I have male friends. Shout out to Phil, who we got in the back. He is an amazing realtor, by the way. So anybody looking for a house, we're going to hit up Phil the realtor. But even with that, even when it comes to male friends, it's the same question. Because let me ask y'all. I don't know if everybody dating? Everybody's? Okay. Have y'all had the question of, with your female friends, have you ever messed with her before?
have I had that question?
Yeah, like you ever messed with, you have? Oh, okay.
I've had
Gave it out. Okay. Have you ever had that?
Shutting my mouth.
Have asked you, okay, you ever had that question? No. You ain't never got to worry about that, right? Right? For me, even when my friends are just strictly my friends, never did anything, it's always a question. So yes, I do have to be careful with it. And then some women be straight, but don't be straight. So you got to watch out with that too. Just like with men. With men, the thing with men is that a lot of times we can tell when they're trying to holler at us. We can tell.
Yeah.
Trying to get a cookie.
Women,
Sometimes you can't, but a lot of times, you know, this is a man. He's a straight man.
9 times out of
I'm a
10, you
woman.
can tell.
Yeah.
You get that feeling like he's trying to talk.
Yeah,
like,
he's
this
a
ain't
man.
just no, hey, how you doing? This is a, hey, how you
Exactly.
doing?
What's up? You look good.
Hey, how you doing?
Yes. But a woman do that. A woman does that.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, you look good. It's like, oh, that's sis. Until she touch that thigh. Because they touch thighs too. Don't get it twisted. Women touch thighs too. Okay? And they grip that mud. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, on me. Okay, I'm going to church. But so I do deal with that. And it's rough. It's a little different because I have attraction to both sides. So it's just like, okay, so who is this? Who is this? Type of thing, yeah.
I guess my experience is that I do have a couple male friends, and my boyfriend does have female friends, but there is a trust level there. So my particular male friend, you know Tay. Tay been a homie since forever. In middle school, yeah, he had crushes on everybody, including myself. But that's middle school.
It's attraction too. Everybody got to have attraction to your friends.
Yeah, but I would never date Tay. Like, I be roasting his every time I see him. Like, boy, if you don't get your, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. But his female friends, you know, if he say this is what it is, and that's what it is, because I trust him. So you just gotta have trust. I think that's just what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Be friends.
I do.
I do too.
I agree.
Because I have male friends.
Yeah, and I think it's a matter of how you make sure like your friends interact
with your girlfriend.
With your girl.
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
your
because
guy,
first
you
of
know
all, what you're not about to do is come to my man any type of way. So even with my particular guy friend, he said something to my boyfriend, and I didn't like how he said it, even though it was through a text message. So I made sure that I addressed it later on, because I know how he talks, and I'm just like, you can't talk to people that don't know you like that. Like no.
Chill out.
So I still have to address it accordingly, but yeah. You just got to make sure.
I think
that
if
you're
the
in
male,
middle, hold
I
on.
feel like if men, because I've dealt with this a lot in my industry type, because I deal with a lot of rappers, a lot of influencers, a lot of people in entertainment, even just people that own small businesses and things like that. And for the most part, like if we don't have any, like if you just came to me, like you found me on Google or something like that, and it's straight business, I don't really have any, because, like, you're probably not even talking to me, you're probably talking to my team, and it goes down the pipeline like that. But for people that I know, that I've known prior to, True Brand Media, and then we're working, and we typically work close together, and they have a girlfriend, please introduce me. Like, especially if you're going to be one of those clients, like, especially like the bigger budget clients, they like those people, like, they're not necessarily micromanaging, but they work like much more closer to you, or they may own an entity that requires multiple services, and you guys talk a lot. I would just prefer to know the girlfriend if we're going to be communicating. I don't necessarily say that, but when it gets to a point like, because I'm not gonna say too much, but I've been in a situation where I went to a place, you know what I'm saying, and they were all there, and I never met the girlfriend, and me and him were just sitting talking like he said, like we always do, and she gave me the stinkiest look when she walked in, and everybody was mute,
Little stinky.
like everybody was there,
felt the energy, like
everybody just got quiet, and I'm confused because I don't even know who she is, and I'm just like, hey, and she's just like, and I'm like, what's happening?
like, what did I do?
What is
I'm just here for
happening?
business. What you here for, sis?
Exactly, and with that is, that mess up my money,
Right.
And I don't have time for that. So I would prefer to be like, what, y'all? You want to go to brunch? What you want to do? Because I'm gonna keep my client,
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, no, go ahead.
Because I got a question with that. So how do y'all feel with being with men when if your man is working with women? How do y'all take that? How do y'all?
I'm vice versa. I'm both ways, because I sit here and say what I just said, like it's just business. But at the same time, I know that if I had a man like my husband, I don't want him with a female assistant.
Okay.
I'm your assistant.
Okay.
I handle the call.
I'm gonna be your assistant. Like, what do you need? What do you need her for?
Yeah.
So and my male friends like, you can't do that, Tip.
Yeah.
Like, So I guess, but I'm not married yet. So
She said, I get
I
it.
think honestly, I can handle like my guy having female friends or whatever. Once again, it's just how you all interact. It's what's going on with how you talk to each other, how often you talking to this person.
What time? How late?
If we all out and I keep seeing you visiting that person, what the fuck are you doing?
like, why we
why
not
you keep
talking
checking on
together?
her? You over here with me. You know what I'm saying? That's when it starts. Like, I don't have a problem until something arises and makes it a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it would be very hypocritical of me to be like, no, you can't have female friends, and here I am with all the niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm fair in that sense, but it's once something arises, or if I see her and I see like she giving you vibes, I mean,
What are the vibes?
on the fence?
what are the vibes?
I don't know. It could just be
The touch of the thigh.
Yeah, it could
But
be
not
just
touching.
I don't think no female dumb enough to do that.
If it's a lot of people in the room and she only talking to your man, like, she wants you.
Or it's
like,
just certain
period.
things
It's so many people
females
inside this
do.
room.
Yeah, to like get your attention. Like whether it's I don't know. It's just certain stuff like subtle flirting, and maybe I hope
Y'all
I'm not
so
insecure, but
yeah.
like,
You be knowing.
it's just that you could just feel it. You know when somebody is feeling your guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like. And I'm like, I don't like that. And you acting dumb because you acting like you don't know that she don't like you. But nigga, you know she like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm sorry, because y'all. I was just wondering one more question. What like when you date a guy, does he feel a way? Because I know I have problems with dating because. Like the guys they don't like me around. They don't like me hanging around rappers. But I'm not dating the rappers.
That's your job.
Like in females, because it's what's going on. Like a lot of these publicists out here, they smashing. But I take that back. One, I told you I got a lot of cousins out here that's gonna slap me in the back of my neck. But two, that mess up your business and your respect. So I take it very seriously to not date or anything sexual with clients. Period.
Absolutely.
But. When I'm dating a guy, it's always a problem, and it's just like it's nothing that I can say. Like, what you want me to go back to, like a day job? What do you want me to do? Which I'm not about to do. So I mean, what you gonna do? Like, where are we gonna?
Yeah, like there has to be some type of balance.
Trust.
Yeah.
It's always a problem with me.
So
And
you
then
may not be the one.
your original question was, how is it in dating? Like,
Yeah, well, in terms of like how is it for you? So for me, when it comes to other people, you gotta have discernment. So,
Right.
for instance, my girlfriend, she has a friend. I've been friends for years, and one day he's an artist, so we went out and support him, and they wanted to take a picture, so he kind of grabbed her by the waist, but I already know how their relationship is, so I joked, I was like, hey, now get your hand, put your hand up, but it's knowing, like, because I have analyzed and used discernment with their relationship, I knew that was
just that.
It was just that. So for you guys, I mean, dating men, I wonder how that is. I can see from both sides. I can see from both sides. I have female friends who are touchy. I have a lot of my friends who are touchy. Some people, that's just your personality.
Yeah.
That's your love language.
And it's crazy because Tay. And Tay like, hey girl.
Yeah. He can be strong-armed, okay?
He gonna strong-arm your ass.
He got a strong arm.
But, like, I guess I'm just used to that. But I have never been in a predicament where Tay and my boyfriend have been in the same room where we all was interacting together. So, but I know that I'll have to be like, Tay, like, you gotta calm down, bro. Like, get your ass off me because I will roast your ass. Like, that's how we talk to each other, though. But I feel like you have to engage your significant other with that partner. Like,
Absolutely.
you cannot exclude them inside of a room with everybody that you know and they know. But, anytime you're with your partner and you know something that could be awkward inside the room, like, it's your responsibility to make sure that they're good.
Absolutely.
So even if that means like sitting right here, you know what I'm saying? Like getting closer, like whatever you got to do to make them feel like you're good, I'm here with you, like don't be worried about it.
And most people can feel that vibe anyway. Like most people can feel like, okay. But like that should trigger like most females or males to like back up, like, because clearly they're, you know what I'm saying?
Clearly there's something. Yeah.
And I think with friendships, and I feel like you got to have some kind of attraction to your friends. It's not physical, but something that attracts you, whether it's something that y'all have in common. Sometimes it's look, it's clothing, it's fashion. There's certain things that do build an attraction. So then when it comes to friendships, having to separate what that attraction is to, hey, we just friends. This attracted me to you, but we just friends. And I think that's what we run into when we have our male friends. I'll be honest, most of my male friends have tried me. They have.
Oh, okay.
But once they know, they know. And
so try it once but never try it again.
Try it once and never try it again, or they're not my male friends. Sit your ass down. Yeah. But and I have a friend now, it's my guy. He when he get a chance, he will tell me, man, I just love you,
if I just had that one chance.
Yeah, if I just had that one chance, I flew you out. I'm like, well, where would you go? Where would we go? It's just a question.
See, that's why they say women and men can't be friends. Because
where would you flew me out?
Exhibit A. What are you talking about?
But you do experience that because there is some kind of level of attraction with friends, even with your female friends. I'm sure y'all got female friends that got some kind of level of attraction. So for me and Mina, we were in high school together. We played tennis. We was in a band. So that kind of attracted us to each other. But when it comes to your male friends, like what attracts y'all to them, sometimes it is a physical thing, but then you develop your friendship. So it's not about that. But I think we run into that sometimes because there is some kind of level of attraction with our friends, whether male or female. So
it probably depends on like where you're at in your life. Because right now I'm in a career-driven mentality.
Yes.
Like I'm seeking like-minded, like business.
So that attracts you.
So usually like my males, and fortunately my clients are like really well off, or they're doing really well in their profession. So it's just. It's always, that's what attracts me, is like I want to basically be a sponge and,
You're saying that attracts you in a friendship type of way?
In a friendship way.
Right. But it's some kind of attraction,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's shift. What about in a dating realm? Like, what are you looking for from like a male in like your dating life?
Oh.
Now, are you looking? Are you
looking?
They looking on the screen. You looking?
The listeners want to know.
I do have someone that I date.
So sit down.
We're
she
not
ain't looking for me.
Never mind.
I'm still single though.
Okay.
To be
Understood.
clear. So at this point, I didn't realize I know it's cliche, but like communication is just so key. And it's just a matter of like being vulnerable and transparent. I just feel like if you have those elements, it really does help a relationship flow.
Yeah.
And then also obviously having a level of like insecurity, but just being able to like take me in, observe me in my daily life, and being able to pick up like
Little
she
nuances.
loses. Yeah, nuances,
Yeah.
or like she could use this, she could use that. Because I feel
Buy
like
her some
that's how
groceries,
I
y'all.
am, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like being able to pay attention to detail.
Detail,
That's
yeah.
very
Like
important.
I'm realizing, I feel like I don't know if that's what love language that will fall under,
Okay.
but
Acts of service, probably.
yeah. But I realize like stuff like that really matters because I have a hard time asking for assistance. It's not that I have this mentality of like I don't need a man, but I'm just very much like an independent and figure it out yourself. So if I can like have someone on the sidelines
Reading your mind.
my mind in a sense, right?
Guys, like I can't read your mind.
But that's what I learned from the fellas. They told me too, like you can't assume that we're supposed to. Like you have to talk to us. Tell us what it is that you want, and you'll be surprised. Like we will deliver. So I'm working
Some
on
men
that too.
though are very good with details. Like they study you. Like some men study you.
Listen, I have to be careful what I say around my boyfriend because he will literally do everything. He may not do it exactly when I may need it, but he's gonna come. What they say about the Lord? It may not come when you want him.
But he'll be there.
He gonna be there right on time.
Gonna get that pony
He an
back.
all-time guy, baby.
Like for instance, I literally sat here and talked to him about like wanting to go to London by the end of the year. I maybe said this in January or February.
Talk about it,
girl. Why this man? And I told him I wanted to go to London. I told him I wanted to be in Paris at some point. I told him I definitely wanted to visit Italy. Girl, why the whole trip was everything all in one? Like, what are you talking about? So I have to tell him, like, I have to be careful what I tell him because he will literally pay attention and make sure he does that, this, everything in between. So I'm just like, let me just, if I'm not ready to receive it, I don't say it yet because I know it's gonna come.
Lord, I want a Range Rover. Lord, I want a Tesla. I want a Tesla.
And you know how on our last podcast we talked with Nisha and she was like, "Girl, you are going to London. Watch."
And look,
and he was behind the camera, already knowing like I already booked the flight, like you know. But I ain't know nothing. I'm just like, this man is literally different. Like I just can't sometimes, but.
It's what you ask for. You'll receive.
You better be careful what you ask for because that shit gonna come.
Real
it's
right.
really gonna come. If you really believe it.
Tesla, I want a Tesla. I want a Tesla. I want a Tesla. But that's
I ain't trying to Tesla. I ain't trying to Tesla.
But yeah, I think when it comes to relationships, when it comes to careers, when it comes to anything in life, it's just about planning and discernment. And so let me ask you, ladies, when it comes to that, I'm gonna go to your way. So you being a mother. You being an entrepreneur. Has most of the things been on the planning level or some things just kind of fell into place? It seemed like some things fell into place.
I was gonna say, I'm not, like, sometimes I'm not the most religious person at all, but I'm a very strong spiritual. Like, I definitely believe in God. I definitely have a lot of faith. Because sometimes I feel like I just be floating, and I don't even know how.
Like, how is this happening?
Working out, like, it's only 24 hours in a day, and it's just like I don't know how I'm getting all this done. Like, you know, like 24 hours. Sometimes there's been days I legitimately did not sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did the Dwight Howard project last year, and we had 4 weeks. We had to do three brand shoots. We did 2 commercials. We did like 3 websites, and we had it 30 days.
Damn.
Because they had to release, you know what I'm saying, their foundation. And at the time, I can only put, like 5 people on that team. And when I say we were working, and then we had to go to LA to shoot and then come back and then shoot here and do all this stuff. And we did not sleep. Like, I was taking...
You was taking what? What?
Explicit content.
She was taking
content.
I don't know if Adderall is illegal, but
it's legal.
Okay, because we was taking Addies like candy. Like, I was a zombie. Like, we were like, and then I even invited people to my house. Like, we was all at my house. Like, do you know how we had so many computer servers, laptops, like everybody had everything, and we was just working, like, and then they would still be at my house. I was waking up, you know what I'm saying? I had to go bathe my kids. I had to go take my kids to school. I'm coming back. I'm buying food. Like, we got to finish. We up on the phone all night. Like, I'm talking about really working. So I'm not gonna say like I have been blessed for the opportunities that I have been received. Like, sometimes I just meet dope people. You know, like how I even, met your boyfriend is because the girl that actually introduced me to your boyfriend, she's the one who got me to the Dwight Howard Project.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she's super plugged in, and we only talk literally because she was the only other black girl in the building. Hey girl, hey sis, and we just became friends. And, and then she, but that's how it's been for me. Like, I just meet somebody and they just fuck with me. Yeah. And I'm gonna give you this opportunity because you smart. Like, I guess that's my superpower. Like, you smart. Like, a lot of people ain't smart. You smart, girl. And they just like me. And so they give me this opportunities, and they don't want anything in return, but the opportunities that I'm getting are big. And so the type of work that has to be done is a lot. And I'm a developer too. So it's like the people that work with me, I'm not the type of person I'm gonna get this client and then I'm gonna go pay y'all get this done, let me know when y'all finish. No, I'm like,
you're doing the hard work.
I'm talking about we're up in here, we're sitting here drawing out schemas, plans, and everything, and we really developing it, shooting it, making it work. And that, like, as far as like creative web design, like a lot of these photos, like we gotta break apart, space apart. We're taking eyeballs out, like we're doing everything to make these interactive, plus the back end, the data platform, like we're doing so much. And then I got my kids right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they be right there. Like when we do the brand shoots, my kids be right there. You know, like my mom does a lot to help, you know, and things like that. And you know, their father, he's Jamaican, so you know.
So let me ask you. So I know you kind of got started with coding at 14. So your kids are how old?
7.
Do you think that they kind of are leaning towards web, or what do you see for them right now?
Different things. I'm not pressing anything on them. Like my goal for my children was to provide them every opportunity, and I want to teach them everything. Like even like this might be off subject, but it just leads back to the point. Even with religion, like I read my kids. Like, they're going to read the entire Bible, like I want them to know about every single religion, and we're going to read every single Bible, and when they grow up, they can make their choice whether they even want to be religious or not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to press my childhood on them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? About anything. So, like, as far as, like, their dad is in music, and I'm in tech. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we often argue, like, my son's going to be da-da-da-da, and I'm like, he going to be what he want to be.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So, but my goal was to put them into, like, a school that teaches them foreign language, that they're into a coding camp. You know what I'm saying? They also play sports. Like I want
being well-rounded.
Yeah. And then they travel. Like my kids been traveling since they were like 6 months. They got their passports early. So every year we take them so they can be well-rounded children.
Oh, that's right.
And when they get to a certain point, my goal for like True Brand Media and really anything I do is to make enough money so they can be trust fund kids and they won't have to pay for college if they want to go. But I'm not even pressing that. But as long as they got a plan.
Yeah.
So I take the entrepreneurship route serious. Like that's why I let them watch me and see how hard I work. Like my 7-year-old was talking to me about how he gonna pay the mortgage. You're like,
how you know the mortgage is? What's going on?
Exactly. You know, like I just want them to be prepared for anything, and they already cute, so you know.
Working it out.
First step, check.
Right. What's up? Okay. So things just so you have a strategic way of how you do things, but there's certain things where you just gotta
You gotta flow. You just gotta. I do not have So the strategy comes in like with clients. Okay. I know this strategic method, but even with True Brand Media, when I quit, I didn't quit. Like I just quit. It wasn't planned. I just quit.
Baby.
I walked out. Like what you would see on the men, that's how I walked out.
Not even a 2 weeks.
No, I didn't.
I can't wait. I'm gonna hop on the table.
Yeah, I was gonna say my walkout was really based off of faith and just God using people to be like, "It's your time, sis. You gotta go." You know what I'm saying?
How'd you make that decision and walk out? And what'd you walk out of? What were you doing?
Well, at the time I was actually working I was working for someone at an actual barbershop.
Oh, okay.
So it was. I already had felt that I needed. I wasn't growing, and I felt like my talents wasn't being nurtured. So, but because I'm so loyal, I still like stuck through there. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna leave until like the top of 2020. And long story short, I feel like God just used so many people, and I got my confirmation during like some sort of staff meeting where they basically was like, yeah, we don't really think you're strong. You know?
Oh, they told you that?
Yeah, in front of everybody.
Wow.
You know, like pretty much told me like really like shitted on me. And like I said, in front of everybody and like compared me to other, like my peers. And that's that moment, like all my loyalty.
That's disrespectful though.
It was very disrespectful.
Yeah, because you could have told me this.
Very much in private.
On a Skype. Put me on a Skype meeting.
And so at that point, my loyalty just like went out the window. And it was like, it's time for you to bet on yourself, Kelly. You already feel like you're drowning, you're lost in the sauce. Like just operate off of faith and make that move. And I'm so happy I did, because I'm naturally like a safe person in terms of like how things need to be prepared. And all I kept thinking is if I would have waited until January of 2020, I would not have left, because obviously the pandemic happened.
Yeah, you kind of had to get a head start.
Yeah, so I left literally like October of 2019.
Girl, you got out right in the time.
So I was like, God knew what he was doing, because it was like, I'm telling you, I just know I would, if I did not make that step right then and there, I wouldn't even be here.
Yeah. That's
what's
honestly,
Yeah.
would not.
Gotta bet on yourself.
You have to
gotta
bet on yourself.
You are a risk taker.
Yeah.
I feel like all entrepreneurs are risk takers.
You gotta
because you're
be.
like,
At some point, you
yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
I mean,
'Cause it's
all the
scary.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much that goes into entrepreneurship. Like, a lot of people are drowning. Like, I watch a lot of documentaries, and a lot of people did not have it together.
Yeah.
And they were broke.
Yeah.
They could have, not saying that they're just broke people, but like a lot of people had day jobs. Like, I was making good money when I, you know what I'm saying, it was corporate. But when you're owning your own business, there are times where you might not have no money.
That's real.
And you
real.
gotta, and
That's
then, but
real.
that's when a lot of people go back to work.
Nah.
Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
be like, man, I need this bread.
I made
You
it
know?
very clear to myself. I am
We ain't going
not.
back.
I'm not going back. First of all, I love my freedom too much
Yes.
to go back. Like,
Right.
but it's one of those things. It's part of life. It's it's gonna help build character. It's like, all right, Kelly, you got to find a different way of hustling. Like, put your face out there, promote yourself, or get into like branding something else under the barbershop realm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta
Find different avenues.
Exactly,
Yes.
and find that strength from within. Like, test yourself. Stop going the safe route. So I'm determined. Like, I have no
that's right.
desire to work for anyone else ever.
Yo,
that's
again.
right.
you gotta have risk. I've been listening to this
Yeah.
this K-Camp song. It's called Without Risk, and it's basically what's a life without risk. At the end of the day, if you want something, you gotta go out there and get it. Like, for me, I really admire y'all two ladies because I got one foot in the corporate world, one foot in my business, trying to get everything on. I don't know if y'all know,
But
I
that's
haven't-
smart, though.
Yeah, having, but
At least when you starting off.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
I can't. Boy,
That's
I can't. I'm not putting a 2 week in. 2 week. I ain't doing no 2 week. Hey, I'm finna go on that table. I'm gonna stand up on the table, and I'm out. But I will say, from my aspect of having to balance both, it's like you see the effort that you're putting in somebody else's business, and then you're looking at your business after putting all that effort in someone else's business. Sometimes you get tired. And when you look at yours, it's like, damn, I'll push it back. I can do that tomorrow. So one thing I'm learning is having to balance it. Like, okay, if I can sit up here, get to work on time for the most part, and
You be struggling.
and don't talk about me in front of the camera now, but yes. So to get there on time for the most part, be engaged, and
show up as your best
show up as my
self.
best self
Yeah.
for a business, for somebody else's corporation. I can do that for my own.
You could do more.
You can do more.
Yeah.
Say, like, what's the cutoff date for you in terms of, like, you know what? I've nourished this person's business. It's now time for me to
dip. It's a price point on that one. It's money attached to
The
that.
only reason why I'm saying that is because I was actually having this conversation with a client yesterday, and he was saying how a lot of reasons why we don't just go out and pursue our dreams is because we ultimately don't have faith in it. And he was just like, if you really believe in it, you gonna make sure you walking in it, like you pursuing it, you chasing it, like you
Yes.
going for it, like nothing's gonna stop you back. And I'm not saying
No,
that
you
towards you or anything, but
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, just remember that as well. Like, if you really believe in it, ain't nothing gonna get in your way.
That's real.
You're not worried about the what ifs, because we really do. And he also quoted me this is it Mark Twain?
Yes, Mark Twain.
Yeah, it was basically, the quote said something. It's not perfect, so but it basically was like, I've been through a lot of things in life, yet I've only experienced a few of them. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
because
It's like, in your mind, you create these illusions and you create these scenarios that
don't exist. I understand that perfectly.
Yeah. And like, yes, some do come to fruition, but for the most part, like, you really in your way.
our subconscious
is just
way
don't do
powerful.
it.
You think
Get out your way.
a lot of people are scared. Like, a lot of clients I have, like, even myself, like, my whole business is to build other businesses. So I've spent a lot of time developing brands and websites, and I'm talking about really, like, spending days and hours on somebody else's stuff before I even made my own site, you know? But at the same time, a lot of people that I talk to, like myself, like, this is my first time I ever, did anything like this, but a lot of my clients are scared. Like, they have great business ideas, services, products, and they don't want to be seen at all because they don't want their friends to know. They're scared somebody's going to hate on them, or, something's going to get in the way of their blessing. So they would rather, like, I've seen people pay someone else just to be the face of their company that they feel that will appeal to a larger crowd than their face, because they feel that their face wouldn't be accepted socially. And I even had to talk some people out of that, because it's like, that's sad. Like, you know, I don't like that. Like, you gotta, you know, so like outside of building all this stuff, I'm sitting on the phone with clients, literally sitting here praying. Like I get real close to my clients because, you know, like when you're starting a business, a lot of people put their everything into a business. They take it really seriously. Yeah. So it's a lot that you go through. Like, we're not only just marketing and building brands, but you got to build that person too, because you are your own brand. Mm-hmm. So it's like a lot that goes into
you
that.
actually have to take care of yourself in the midst of building whatever you're building. Mm-hmm. Like whatever fears you're facing, whatever demons you've been through, whatever trauma you've dealt with, something's going to show at some point.
I was going to say one of the leading sources that I relied on was the Michael Todd series, Crazy Faith.
Oh, yeah.
I literally watched that every day leading up to me making that decision to bounce. And that was referred to me by a lash tech who was on her way to transitioning like somewhere up north, like Montana, somewhere super random. She black, you know, she from Atlanta, and she's like, I've been using this to help me like push through. And she was like, I'm gonna give this to you and like good luck with your endeavors. But that was like one of the best series that I could have ever listened to.
It really was. You really want to quit? But like the 2 Chainz situation was the first thing that gave me like, this is what I want to do. But what really made me quit was in 2012. Like, I've been plotting this, like literally since 2012. Like, it was this one lady. Everybody worked in corporate, and they have like this one person that just tell on everybody. It's like, why are you doing that? Like, you don't even own a company. Like, I swear to, like, I want to hear everybody got to on the dot. Like, she would like send an email. Like, Tiffany was late. She had a notebook. Like, she was like a legit.
Like, girl, why you out for me?
Right. She was like that with everybody though. She was there. Like, she was 63 years old. She only had 2 more years. She would get her.
How many cats she had? She had cats.
Everything. But check this out. That was 2012. I quit that company in like 2013, 2014, right after I gave birth to my sons. I quit. I hated that job. I hated the people in that job. Like, I hated it. But anyway, fast forward to like, let's say 2016, 2017, I went into Target. I was in Target. And, you know, and she was there. She was working. I'm so sorry. She was working. I'm just like, why? What you doing? Because, you know, I thought she was about to get your pension, and, you know, you only had...
It's the old lady that was inside your business.
You know what I'm saying? They fired her 3 weeks before she was eligible to get all of her retirement. And when I'm talking about being on time every day, she worked there for over 30 years, and they fired her 3 weeks prior to. And to me, I felt so bad for her because it's like, these people don't care about you, and she don't got your retirement.
And she cared about them so much.
Too much.
And now she working past retirement, you know what I'm saying, like a job like Target, and she was, you know, an analyst. You know, and so to me, I was just like, they don't have no loyalty to nobody. I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
You gotta bet on
that's
yourself.
Yeah.
And you also got it. What I realized, we gonna say something.
I gotta use the bathroom.
Oh, we almost done. We're gonna wrap it up, but I will say,
real quick, you gave me too much.
It's all good.
I'm sorry, girl.
Okay.
But I will say what I have learned.
Bouncing like that.
Yeah, I was born. I thought she was excited. She got to pee. All right, we gonna be up out of here. But I will say, so one thing I have learned about fear. It's a tool that you can use. I have my first EP was called Fear is Genius. I have it tatted on me. And one thing I learned is that fear is the tool that most people use to stop anybody. It's not always a gun or a knife or any physical weapon. Sometimes it's the fear of things. And what stops us, even from doing our own thing, is our fear. But if you can use fear as a tool to do it afraid. So many things I've done afraid. Like when I first started, so I started off with spoken word, got into music. Every time I got on the stage, I was scared as shit. Matter of fact, I always had to use the bathroom before I got on the stage. But I learned when you do things, even if you do it afraid, use that fear as a tool to actually get things done. Hey, you don't know what tomorrow gonna be. It's a lot of what ifs, but if you just do it, even if you do it afraid,
do it scared, do it afraid, do it shaking, do it sweating.
Listen, like, and then once you overcome it, you're like, damn, like I was tripping off of that.
Right. Like, once you get past that one little thing, you're like, that was it.
But it's so sad how it still revisits us. Like,
absolutely.
It's like we have faced fear so many times in our lives, and yet we still like let it stunt us. And so I'm trying to get to that point of just being like, look, bitch, I didn't think before. We just move out the way.
Okay, get your ass in the back.
I got this.
Sit in the back.
Yeah, you know, but
like giving yourself those pep talks and every single thing.
You have to.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Listen, y'all. thank y'all.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all did so great. Y'all did amazing.
This was your first podcast, right?
First
and yours too.
podcast.
Mine too.
Really good.
I really appreciate y'all. You know, I've learned from you guys, from your perspective, from a tech standpoint, and just being an entrepreneur for so many years, quitting corporate and just doing your own thing. You're doing amazing.
Thank you.
Shout out to you. I'm looking forward to working with you in the future because you got a lot of tools. Like you're like a walking toolbox. I feel like, and I would love to just pull like a screwdriver out and just give me a little.
Let me get a hammer.
Just line me up, girl. Like give me a little something. And then you, like I've seen you. We met a year ago, and you've still been doing your thing.
Yes.
You're more than likely doing better than what I've.
Of course, I've been growing.
Yeah, like and then your new line of skincare is coming out soon.
Yes. So I'm currently working on a skincare line for men, specifically who deal with like folliculitis and like ingrown hair, hyperpigmentation.
What's a liquolitis? That's a liquor license.
Ingrown hair.
Liquor license on it.
Folliculitis. They necks be all dark and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? It's time for the men to get sexy.
Yes.
So let me help cater.
I love that.
So, I can't give an exact date, but for sure it will be coming out. So stay tuned.
Okay, thank you.
And matter of fact, Tiffany, anything coming up for your business and what you guys are doing on there?
Well, currently we got new projects in. Like I was telling you guys, we got the partnership with Foxhole. It's a streaming network by the Fox Network, and we're working with a television show that'll be airing in September.
Come on.
Of course, I work with this artist Tracy T, and we got a lot of different clients here and there. There's a Bud and Breakfast coming out in Colorado. See, I'm talking about everybody else.
Bud and Breakfast.
Bud and Breakfast.
Like we. Mm-hmm. Hey, we in Atlanta right now, but you know what I'm saying? This is a legal area.
I think the biggest thing that I have coming out for myself as far as True Brand Media is that I'm building an app called Pivot. I've been building it literally for 3 years, only because I wanted to build it myself. I'm like that. Like, I want to do it myself. I didn't want to hire anybody else to build it. So Pivot is what True Brand Media was supposed to be in the beginning, but because I just abruptly quit my job, I had to go get some money first. Yeah. So Pivot is going to be like, have you guys heard of Chartmetrics or like Zoom Info?
No, I can't say.
So it basically provides, they sell data to clients, and like Chartmetric is for like the music industry specifically, where you can go on there, so I'll give you an example. There are a lot of influencers. When brands want to pay an artist or pay an influencer, they're going to go to your social media. Oh, she got 6 million followers, but 6 million are paid for, right?
Yeah.
Literally. Right? Or their engagement is low. Like, you're supposed to have a 3 to 5% engagement rate. They got 0.1. Well, now in Chartmetrics, you can see that. Like, I know that you're not right. So it's helping companies invest, put their money, to, influencers and things like that got real engagement, understand what the artist saying. Like, Chartmetrics is really how artists get signed. Like, it's your value worth, via this data platform that's easy to maneuver. So I will be a competitor to them, but I will also be a competitor to Zoom Info, because Pivot is essentially going to be an automated system based on industry. It's artificial intelligence as well. So based on your industry type, you can just put your industry type in there, your business name. It's going to give you all of your competitors, so when you start a company, you're supposed to have your SWOT analysis, competitor analysis. You got to develop this pitch deck, have to have all this information in there. It's going to pretty much just spit that out for you.
Okay. So that's what your app does for the user. Is that what you're saying? Okay, gotcha. Nice.
But it's also called Pivot because every time we had, Pivot is a heavily used word in the industry. Other people got that name, but I don't care. It's my name. I love it. So yeah, I'm going to figure out a way to use it. But essentially, Pivot is going to help you pivot your marketing strategy. So you essentially you probably need us to execute, but you wouldn't have to pay for True Brand Media's marketing services anymore because you can do it yourself now on a subscription base for way cheaper than what I'm going to charge you if I had to do it myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be for the everyday user, the small business owners, the big business. It's going to be for everybody across all industry types. Nice. So I
think you are definitely tapping into unknown markets. So I think that's really, really good. And you know a lot about the back end. Mm-hmm. So I know you're going to finesse and make all of that what it is. Yeah. AI going to be A1.
I've been working on it for 3 whole years.
Girl, that shit going to be A1, exclamation point. Yeah, I'm proud of you. Good job. I'm here for it. Yes. We'll be looking out for that.
For sure. And both of y'all, thank y'all so much for coming.
Thank y'all for joining us. Oh my goodness, this was Every Woman episode 8. Is it 8?
How you say that? I feel like I should say it all in Spanish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Something like
Ocho.
that. It's Ocho?
9 días. Yeah, ocho.
It's Ocho. Hey, episode Ocho. We appreciate y'all for coming out. Please tune in. And please be sure to follow these ladies. We'll make sure we have them tagged in. Yeah,
What's your socials? Go ahead and let everybody
My
know.
social is Kel, Kel _ cuts, CUTS _ up.
Nice. Now, what's Social Security? Let me. What's yours?
I'm just at True Brand Media, TRUBRANDMEDIA. Oh, that's my website.
It's all good.
It's just at True Brand Media without the .com. That's
Okay, perfect. Okay. So make sure y'all tune in to Every Woman, as well as the Go Say Hello app, where you can engage with other people.
Yes.
Literally, you can put your events on there. So if y'all have any events coming up, please plug it into the app because we can all learn about it and definitely support you guys that way.
Thank you guys so much. And
a good one.
it's a wrap. You didn't say have a good one. It's okay. Thank you guys.
I'm used to saying.
You've just listened to the Every Woman series on Go Say Hello podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure to download the Go Say Hello app, the world's first face-to-face networking application that enables users to connect with the right people and businesses in the same place at the same time at GoSayHelloApp.com.